Hello everyone, welcome back to the Hobart-based Sports Network. I am your host, Justin Winter, and today it's the off-season after crushing Miami in the national championship. Let's start off with some updates to those record books. Gerald Williams, 12 interceptions in his career, the most of anyone. Michael Wallace breaks the single-season sack mark with 15, 3 more than Nate Link. Bubba West has the most receiving touchdowns with 44 in his career, and that was 19 this season. That also is a record. He also has the most receiving yards in a career, 4,300. Or 7 short of that, but it's good. Most in the season, 1,525. So he's doing well for himself. And more receptions, 166 as opposed to the 116 he had. Strapinski has the most passing touchdowns at 58, surpassing Zach East by a mile. Most in the season as well, he got 35 this season. That's more than Zach East had in his entire career. Most yards too, 65, 64 on yards. Passes Zach East again. And the most yards in the season, nearly 3,800 passing yards for Strapinski. Trey Regis gets the career rushing touchdown mark, beating Zach East's record by 1, 31/30. And Ricky McBride has... Oh, that's Washington. Never mind. Other big bowl games. Oklahoma tops Alabama in overtime in the Peach Bowl. That was fun to watch. I watched these games. That one was a good one. And by watch, I mean I super sim them. Auburn defeats Ohio State. Ohio State, who started off number 1, ends 8-5. New Mexico beats Northwestern in the Rose Bowl. The New Mexico Lobos won the Rose Bowl. We obviously beat Penn State first round. Miami beat Florida in the Sugar Bowl. Texas A&M tops Clemson in the Orange Bowl. Another great game there. And then UCLA and South Carolina went to multiple overtimes, 73-70. It was a basketball game. And then we beat Miami 40-14, as you can see in the bottom right corner. And we saw the scorecard earlier. Final rankings, Hobart Bay, number 1. The ones are number 1. And then Miami, the runner-up, gets number 2. Oklahoma 3. Penn State number 4. New Mexico number 5. Florida number 6. South Carolina number 7. Texas A&M number 8. Alabama number 9. Texas number 10. Northwestern number 11. At 12 we have Michigan. At 13, Clemson. At 14, Auburn. At 15, UCLA. 16th is Virginia. 17th is Temple. 18th is South Florida. 19th is Louisville. 20th is North Carolina. Ohio State is number 21. Washington is number 22. Cal is number 23. Texas State is 24. And Oregon is number 25. Washington fell off after we beat them. All-Americans, Bubba West, of course. First team All-American for wide receiver. What a way to end his career. And then we got the entire defensive line. Michael Wallace, Spencer Johnson, and Donovan Jordan. That's our main 3 guys on the line. Because we normally run that dollar with only 3 linemen. All 3 of them, first team All-Americans. That is absolutely astounding. Don't forget Doug Glover the ninth, the true sophomore, gets a middle linebacker. How about that? And then Jay Barber at strong safety. A lot on our defense. Our defense was something else. Second team All-American. Do we have anyone? Maybe yes. Jimmy Hollis at free safety, the true junior. So our safeties had a pretty good year as well. And that's it. For freshman All-Americans, Tyree Nolan. I don't know how, but he did. He got freshman All-American at running back. I don't believe we... Oh, yes, we do. Jacoby Jackson at corner and Cedric Allen at corner. Our corners are going to be a force to deal with in a couple of years. And Jay Barber also got freshman because he was... Wasn't he? Yeah, I think he was first team All-American as well. And then notice Spielberg. What a man, kicking for us. So there you go. Oh, and JoJo McIntosh winds up being freshman All-American returner. I thought he'd be first team, but no, they didn't. For all Pac-12, you got Strupinski at quarterback. Pretty hard to beat him. Of course, Bubba West at receiver. And then tight end, Tyler Lamb. He had a good year. Michael Wallace, Donovan Jordan, Spencer Jordan. Never mind. Yes, all the guys who were there the first time are here now. Add in Corey Fitzpatrick and Jacoby Jackson, Jimmy Hollis, Jay Barber, everyone that we've seen before. JoJo McIntosh, everyone that we've seen before, they'll be on it. Tyree Nolan, he got second team. Oh no, he was freshman All-American. So it makes sense that he would be second team Pac-12. Gerald Williams, second team Pac-12. Kind of a dip. I remember him doing so much better. And that is all of your All-Americans and all conferences. Strupinski ends with the 5th most passing yards and the 112th most rushing yards. He almost had 1,000 yards rushing too. Bubba West came second for receiving yards. He was so close. Tackle leaders, Jay Barber and Doug Glover placed first and third respectively. How about those two? Sacks, 2 top guys in the nation, Michael Wallace and Spencer Johnson. How about that? The D-line was crazy. And then Jay Barber got 4 picks this year. He led our team. And then kicking, once it eventually shows up. I don't know why, but the kicking always takes longer. Otis Spielberg tied with 2 others for a 56-yard field goal, the longest in all the NCAA, and he hit 2 of those in the championship. Strupinski's stats, 178 for 317, nearly 3,800 yards, 35 touchdowns to 30 picks. Aside from the picks, it was a great season. I mean, honestly. Long pass of 80 yards. I think that was a record, but he was sacked 28 times. Adam Coleman, yeah, he wasn't good. Yeah, that was it for passing, really. Strupinski, nearly 1,000 yards rushing. And 13 touchdowns, too. Who else had 13 touchdowns? Tyree Nolan. And he had only 700 yards. That's kind of sad. He was the starting running back, and he couldn't beat it. Trey Regis, 200 yards and 4 touchdowns. And the rest is not worth going after. Receiving, obviously, Bubba West. Going to take the lead. 19 touchdowns, 1,500 yards. He got that 180-yard bomb from Strupinski. And the rest of these guys also doing well. Tyree Nolan, he had over 1,000 yards all-purpose. That was good. Gio Saria only ends with 503 touchdowns. Thean Wen got 6 touchdowns. Craig Ostrander scored as well. And then Trey Regis, almost 100 and a touchdown. Jamie Ross, only 3 catches all year, but 1 was a touchdown catch. On the defensive side, of course, if you lead the nation in tackles, you're going to lead the team in tackles. Jay Barber, 13 tackles for loss too, but 15 sacks from Michael Wallace. 11 for Spencer Johnson, 8 for Jordan, 3 for Jimmy Hollis, and 3 for Jay Barber. 2 for Corey Fitzpatrick, and 1 for Andy Thompson, Pat Lilly, and Gerald Williams. So they all got good sacks. How about interceptions? Well, we know Jay Barber led the team. He got 4. Doug Glover got 3, as did Jacoby Jackson. 2 is Gerald Williams, and then Jimmy Hollis, Tyler Smith, Corey Fitzpatrick, and Cedric Allen all got 1 pick apiece. Cedric Allen's, however, went for a touchdown. That was the game against Colorado. That was such a good one. Forced fumbles, we didn't force a lot. 2 were forced by Barber, Jordan, and Johnson. Glover, Hollis, Williams, Clay all forced a fumble. Recoveries, 1 for Allen, 1 for Thompson, 1 for Glover, 1 for Jordan, 1 for Hollis, and 1 for Wallace. So, only 6 fumble recoveries by the defense this year. When it comes to kicking, again, it likes to freeze for some reason when kicking. Spielberg went 17 for 19, long of 56, made all 72 extra points. He made both kicks inside of 30, all kicks between 30 and 40. all kicks between 40 and 50. It was only from 50 and beyond that he missed, and he missed twice. But 6 for 8 from beyond 50 is pretty good. 102 kickoffs, 93 touchbacks. This guy's got quite the leg. So, that was pretty good. Kick return. Trey Regis actually ended with more yards than JoJo McIntosh, and he got the touchdown, which was against Arizona State. Surprisingly, he was our better returner. JoJo McIntosh, I thought he'd get more. I guess they just kicked to Regis more. But McIntosh did get the punt return game, 772 yards. No touchdowns, but he came close a couple times. And I just want to point out how bad we were about turning the ball over. We have a turnover differential of -15. We gave the ball away 37 times. We gave the ball away 37 times. That's more than twice a game. Actually, that's about 2.5 times per game. And we still won the championship. We got not even, where were we? We were close to the top 10 in takeaways, but that ends the season. I don't know how we did so well with so many turnovers, but look at that. 14-1, college football playoff champions. We've come a long way. This is that recruiting class's journey. They started at 2-9, and they wound up getting that championship, 14-1. Tony Pecoraro is our new defensive coordinator after Graham left, and John Bonamego is our new offensive coordinator after Wright left. So, there you go. John Bonamego, he's got quite a bit on his upgrade train, so we're going to look good. We don't want injuries. Then we're going to max out on that passing game, because passing is our forte. And then, of course, we got to go all out on the O-line. The O-line is so important. And now we'll max out on those runs. And then we'll get a little bit of stamina, too. Alright, players leaving. Chad Harper is transferring. He's a left guard. And he's not going to stay. He'll go to UAB. Poor for him. Corey Fitzpatrick leaves. He was so good. So does Michael Wallace, Bubba West. Oh, man. Bubba West. 166 catches. Oh, we're not doing that yet. We'll do it later. Thean Wen, Jamar Williams Shepard, who didn't get much, Trey Regis, Tyler Lamb, Michael Weisbecker, Arnold Tafisi, who we didn't see much of, Ryan Lewis, Richard Gilliam, Gio Saria, oh man, Jeremy Johnston, the fullback, he didn't get much, Tyler Smith, so many great players. Bubba West ends with 166 catches, 4,300 receiving yards. He averaged nearly 26 yards a catch, with 44 touchdowns. Long of 80, he got that against Arkansas State, I believe. He averaged about 86 yards a game, and he got 1,163 yards after the catch. He was fast. He only dropped 15 passes. None of those were in his freshman season, which doesn't make any sense, but there you go. And then he did actually have one carry for 26 yards. I believe that was against Oregon. And he got 2 yards after that first hit. So there's Bubba West. Thean Wen as well. 72 catches, 1,275 yards, 11 touchdowns, long of 65. This man came up clutch so many times. He dropped 5 passes in his career. He was a lot more consistent, I would say. Thean Wen, so good. Trey Regis, he got replaced by Tyree Nolan, but he wound up with 388 carries, 1,605 yards, 4.1 yards a carry. That's never been our strong suit, but 31 touchdowns. Long run of 42, and that, ironically, came when he got the least carries. So there you go. 481 yards after first contact, 10 broken tackles on his career. He fumbled twice, and they were both this year. There's Trey Regis. Now, Tyler Lamb, the man who transferred from one of the Louisiana schools. Wound up with 1,800 yards, 11 touchdowns, long of 46. Of course, he's a tight end, so he can't exactly run away from everybody. But very good for Tyler Lamb. Gio Saria, who saw most of his production in his sophomore year, 2,448 yards and 13 touchdowns. I would say his junior year was his best year, along with 78. He started off great, and then we stopped using him as much. So, unfortunate. But he was good. He was a good receiver for us for quite a while. Ryan Lewis at free safety. He got 115 tackles, only 5 this year. Wow. One of them was for loss, 11 on his career. 4 assisted tackles on his career, 1 sack. 2 picks on his career, both in the junior season, back in 2016. And he also forced 2 fumbles. Richard Gilliam, 117 total tackles. He also had a significant decline in productivity. I wonder if it's because he was playing farther back. He got 3 picks, though. Good for Richard Gilliam. None in his senior year, sadly. 12 pass deflections. He even got a defensive touchdown. He took one back to the house. Tyler Smith. He did not dip in production. 137 tackles, 11 for loss, 5 assisted, no sacks, but 4 picks on his career. Take one of those to the house. He deflected 16 as well. He didn't recover anything, but he did get a safety. Tyler Smith did get a safety. That's probably against Oregon. Maybe. I don't know. Alright. We have no transfer requests. So, let's go to recruiting. We have basically everyone we want, so we're just going to max out on Preston Wilson here. And we got him. To no one's surprise. Top classes, let's take a look. We are number 5 behind Washington State and Washington, but UCF and Wake Forest just went absurd. How did those two get so good? And of course there's Washington State. Washington State went 3-9. Jeez. Then us. Pac-12 North, and apparently the Knights and Deacons. Boise State also did well. So the Pac-12 North is getting some good recruiting classes. There you go. Number 5 class. Washington State, Washington. We're going to have some competitive games in the future. We ended with Preston Wilson, Darnell Pollard, Chris Parker at corner, John McKinney also at corner, Brad Lawrence at fullback, Jonathan McDougall at strong safety, Brent Harris at receiver, Randall Taylor at guard, Jake McGee at defensive tackle, Albert Gibson at running back, Vernon Concepcion at guard as well. Andrew Glessner is an athlete, Greg Wilson is a running back, Joseph Jacobson a receiver, Joda Joannan a tight end, Abraham Arfashad another guard, Nathan Davidson defensive end, Seth Adams outside linebacker, and Timothy Paulson and Noah Methuselah both corners. So we got a stacked class this year. It's good. Andrew Glessner, where are we going to put him? We're going to put him at QB. That's right. We could put him elsewhere. We could put him at receiver. But ultimately, where we're going to put him is quarterback. We could use a backup. A competent backup. I mean, other position changes. Gordon Jenkins, he's moving over to tight end. From tackle to tight end. He's going to be a big guy there. But it should work out. Hopefully he does well. If he doesn't, well boy, don't I look like a fool. We have 4 guys. Tim Brown, I'm not sure if he really belongs anywhere. He needs to move, but he won't. We have a lot of guys at right guard, so we're just going to move some guys over to left guard because that's how you do things. That is only decent. Also going to move a guy to left tackle because the right guard position has all the linemen of the line. Weird as it is. Right tackle. And there we go. Jamal Barber, Jr., 74 overall. We're going to move him to center so he can get some playing time in his final year. Ray Johnson, nah, we won't. We won't bother with that. Right defensive end, Nathan Davidson, he'll move over to left end. If nothing else, he'll get redshirted. But it looks like, no, Sausage will beat him out. So he might get redshirted. We'll send Tim Jones over there as well, just in case. At left outside linebacker, Seth Adams is the top guy. I think Williams will get past him. So we're going to send him to right outside linebacker. And he's definitely going to start there. I mean, that ain't even funny. Training results. It's about as much as you can expect, honestly. Throughout the entire thing, it's the exact same all the way around. I mean, everyone is the same. Just general improvements all the way around. There's nothing super surprising, honestly. So, there you go. I think we're going to be even better this year. Why? Because we do have a lot of returning starters, especially on defense. It's just that some of the bigger names have left, like Bubba West and Gio Saria, Thien Nguyen. Those guys were big names, but they were all a part of the receiving corps. Which means that, yeah, we might be lacking in one position. We may have found strong replacements, but the rest should be good. We should be strong all around. As we take a look at Otis Spielberg, he's up to 94 kick power. Can't wait to see that leg in action. He has got a cannon for a leg. I mean, he just launches it. We have 2 punters. I don't know why Loser is... Oh, wait, no. Chase Brooks is still on the team. I prefer Loser. I'll have to see if we cut Chase Brooks. He at least got a championship while he was here, but... Pair of 95s, Jimmy Hollis and Gerald Williams. Those guys now seniors. And as we trim down this roster, who are we going to be looking at? Well, we're fine at kicker, but Chase Brooks, he's seen his time come and go. He's going to have to leave the team. He doesn't have the strongest leg. He has the weakest leg of all the kickers. So there you go. At corner, John McKinney, Chris Parker. I know we just got them, but honestly, I could care less. They're not good enough to keep on the team. Peter Clay barely stays on the team. Right outside linebacker, no one. Middle linebacker, no one. Defensive tackle, Darnell Pollard, he's getting cut. I mean, there's no reason to keep him on the team. At tight end, Tim Brown, do we really need 4 tight ends? I don't think so. We only need 2 and we can redshirt 1. So Jarrett Harrison, he will get redshirted, but anyway, one last guy to cut. And Alex Howell, I don't know how he's still on the team, but he has seen his day come and go. He can finally leave after he gets his national championship. As for conference realignment, New Mexico State is getting replaced by Coastal Carolina, so they will be headed to the Sun Belt Conference, but that leaves something going on. As well, UConn gets replaced by Charlotte, so they're going to be going to the Conference USA, and UMass gets replaced by Georgia Southern. In case you're wondering, Appalachian State will not be in this dynasty because they replaced Idaho, and I replaced Idaho with Hobart Bay. So there will be no Appalachian State. BYU is sick of the Big 12 and will move to the Mountain West instead, hoping for some better results. They should, but we'll find out. In response, Missouri is going to fill the void in the Big 12, making that conference look a lot like how it used to. It would have been Texas A&M, but you'll see why. South Florida will be the replacement. They went 11-2. They want to prove themselves. So they'll be going to the SEC in the East. You couldn't exactly put them in the West. That's why Texas A&M did not go to the Big 12. Plus, it was a Big 12 North team that left, not a South. Army is also in Conference USA, but we're going to move them to the American instead because Connecticut was there and now Army's moving over. So there's your new American. You got Army and Navy in there. 10 teams, that's a pretty good size. The Big 12, only change is BYU swapped with Missouri. Everything else is the same. Conference USA, instead of Army, you have Charlotte now. Independence, you just have Notre Dame. Mountain West, BYU will be a part of the Mountain Division. And in the SEC, South Florida will be in the East. I can't wait to see how they do there. I hope they do well. And this is your new Sun Belt, a whole 9 teams. And yes, I will fix Coastal Carolina and Georgia Southern. So, red shirts. We're going to do Brent Harris. The only other 2 guys are going to be starters. So, yeah. Tight end, Jarrett Harrison. He will definitely be redshirted. Left guard, Tony Dawson. At right guard, Abraham Arfashad. Yeah, I think that's a smart move. Spencer Johnson, no, but Preston Wilson, yes. That's right end. Defensive tackle, Jake McGee. He could be an easy guy to redshirt, and we shall. At cornerback, we could do Noah Methuselah, and we will. We will. At free safety, Jay Givens. He will get redshirted. At strong safety, we could do James Pond or Jonathan McDougal. McDougal will get redshirted. James Pond is a senior, so no. This is the depth chart for our wide receiver core. Craig Ostrander at first, Joseph Jacobson at second, Victor Cross third string, and JoJo McIntosh will be the fourth string because he's still doing return duties. So he's got to do that. As for our schedule, we will be facing Wyoming to start off the year. Then we go not to Cowboys Stadium, but to the Nike Dome on the black field for TCU. Then we host Miami in a championship rematch. Then we go to UCLA. We face them in the regular season now. Host Colorado. Then we go on the road to Coastal Carolina. Then we get a bye, and then we're at Washington again. And then we come home to face Washington State. And then we go on the road to Oregon, and now you know what's going to happen. We go back, we come home for Oregon State, we get a bye, then we go on the road again to Boise State, and then we come home for the game against California for Senior Day. It's kind of formulaic. It's too formulaic at the end of the season. But that is it. That is the Season 4 off-season. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're excited for this next season. Our title defense is coming up. We have Wyoming to start off. But until next time, make sure to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and have a nice day.